There comes a moment on the spiritual path when something inside you realizes that life is no longer random. The experiences you've survived, the losses that reshaped you, the strange sense that you were being tested rather than punished, all of it begins to arrange itself into a pattern. This is the moment the ancient initiatory texts were written for. One of the most mysterious of them is the chemical marriage, a work that was never meant to be read as a simple story, but as a symbolic map of what happens when a soul is called into spiritual maturity. It describes an initiation that unfolds over 7 days, not as a measure of time, but as a reflection of the soul's sevenfold nature, 7 levels of consciousness, 7 inner chambers, 7 planetary forces that must be confronted, purified, and integrated. The initiate is summoned without warning. There is no preparation, no certainty, only an inner knowing that the call must be answered. This mirrors real awakening, which rarely begins gently. It often arrives through disruption, collapse, illness, betrayal, or loss, when the old self can no longer hold the weight of what the soul is becoming. From that moment on, unconscious living is no longer possible. At first, the path appears ceremonial, even beautiful, filled with promise and anticipation. But very quickly it becomes clear that not everyone who arrives is able to proceed. Spiritual desire is not the same as spiritual readiness. Many seek enlightenment, but few are willing to be examined, stripped, and revealed. The trials that follow are not punishments. They are exposures. Each stage reveals something hidden, feared rest as wisdom, pride disguised as virtue, ambition pretending to be service. Those who refuse to be seen clearly are quietly removed from the path. Just as in life, many begin awakening only to turn back when it demands too much. At the center of this initiation is a profound symbolic shock: the death of the king and the queen. These figures represent the ruling forces within us, inherited beliefs, external authority, identity structures given by family, culture, and society. Their death signifies the collapse of borrowed meaning. At this stage, the soul can no longer rely on outside systems to define truth, morality, or purpose. This is where many experience their darkest night. Old beliefs no longer work, familiar guides fall silent, and nothing new has fully formed yet. There is isolation, confusion, silence, and deep inner unknowing. But within this darkness, something precise is happening. What appears as destruction is actually separation and refinement. The fragmented parts of the self are carefully broken down, purified, and prepared for recombination. This is the true meaning of alchemy, not the transformation of metal, but the transformation of consciousness. What is resurrected is not the old self restored, but an entirely new being formed through integration. The masculine and feminine principles within the psyche are no longer in conflict. Intuition and intellect cease competing. Spirit and matter recognize each other as one continuum. Those who complete this process are not rewarded with power or status. They are given responsibility. They become carriers of coherence in a fractured world. The initiate is entrusted with service, not superiority, because true awakening does not inflate the ego, it dissolves it. And once this process begins, it cannot be undone. You cannot unknow what you have seen. You cannot return to spiritual innocence. The only choice is resistance or surrender. If this story feels familiar, it's because you may already be living it. The repeated endings, the identity shedding, the sense of being refined by fire, these are not signs of failure. They are signs of initiation. The chemical marriage exists to remind the awakened soul that there is intelligence within the breaking, order within, the chaos and purpose within the descent. If something stirred in you while listening, a recognition, a quiet remembering, trust that you were never lost, you were being prepared. And if you're walking this path and need guidance, clarity, or integration, you don't have to do it alone. This is the work I support souls through, helping you understand where you are in your initiation and how to move forward without losing yourself. If this resonated, comment "I remember," save this video, follow for deeper teachings, and when you're ready, book a one-to-one session through the link in my bio or join the alchemical garden. Initiation was never meant to be survived in silence.